Backdraft 2, Firemen with Guns. The movie opens up typical firefighters doing their kind of things when you got the main character, Sean, aka Fire Cop, pulling up and he's looking around and goes into the scene. And there's a dead lady smoking in her bed. You know, she's on fire, or was on fire. And, you know, he's walking around and one of the firefighters makes some lame ass joke.
And said he left her in the bed smoking.
Like, I hope it was a joke, because otherwise it was really dumb. It's really dumb either way. But he comes out and starts talking to the boyfriend and immediately knows that he's guilty because, like, of a bottle of tequila. And, you know, that's kind of like where he gets his, like, one-liner moment and he's, you know, because the dude's just like, "Who are you?" "Fireman." And it's like, cool.
Hey, Sean, Captain wants to see you.
What's his name again? Warren?
Weber.
And he goes in there and, like, him and the Captain kind of have a dick measuring contest because he's a new guy and, I don't know, talking about blah, 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 blah. But he fucking... He tells him he has a new partner, which I find it really funny that she's not standing there in front of him. Like, I get, you know, telling him a couple of days ahead time and whatnot, but it's like... Literally, as soon as he walks out, he walks right into her, you know, and she's all like, "Oh, hey," and he's just like, "Yeah, fuck off." So anyway, you know, cuts to them driving in a truck, and he proceeds to basically tell her character to her, and this continues throughout pretty much the entire fucking movie. It's really funny. Like, it's like she just fucking showed up off the street and they're just like, you're gonna be, you know, on in a movie, get over here and stuff. And she's like, "What the fuck am I supposed to be doing?" And there's like action. He's like, "You're this, that," but, you know, it's like, yeah, it's fucking stupid. So cut to Halloween, I guess. Like, there's kids trick-or-treating, you know, and there's a little gang of kids, and they walk up to the fucking door and they knock a couple of times. Nobody answers. And so, for whatever fucking reason, the kid just decides to open the door. And they get fucking blown up, which, 10 out of 10 best scene in the movie right there. But, my thing is, it's just like, why, dude? Like, one, why are you that hard up for these people to give you some candy when, like, just a second ago, you were literally spilling it in the street, and your friends are over there making a fucking candy economic system.
I'll choose you one candy bar for that job right there.
Why did you do this? The fucking Sean's eating food, and it looks like some shit out of Resident Evil 7. And this is when you get introduced to, you know, Baldwin clone, who's supposed to be his uncle, but, like, watching the first movie and then this one, like, the family and timeline, it's really fucking weird, man. You know, cuts to them going to the fucking scene where the kids got blown up, and it's actually really kind of funny because, like, right now there's 5 bodies. You can see 5 bodies. And then later on, you'll see. Fucking Fire Cop and Plank, who I can't remember her fucking name, they start walking into the house, you know, kind of doing their investigation. And Sean says some shit about...
No sign of an incendiary device at the door blew when they opened it.
And she just, like, turns around and just, like...
So a backdraft.
Name drops the movie. And it's fucking funny as shit, because he, like...
Hey. If you can't just listen to the building before you're even in it, you may as well do us both a favor and go wait in the truck.
He, like, scolds her basically for name drop, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, you're not listening to the building," and it's like, but she kind of is, because she's totally fucking right. Like, they're walking around, you know, and they're checking stuff out, and, like, Fire Cop spots an outlet that looks like... that was the cause of the fire. And he's all like, hey, newbie, what do you fucking see? And she's all like, looks like the fire started here. And he's all like,
Well, the fire certainly visited the plug, but there's no way it started there.
I don't know. That just sounds like some kind of weed reference. And, like, it just caused me to, like, watch this scene in a completely different mindset, thinking he was just walking in a room full of fucking weed. Like, I don't know, the room caught on fire with a bunch of weed in it. And so he's just getting high as fuck. But, they kind of continue around their investigation, and he sees the vent, and he's like, oh, see, the fire came through the vent, stupid, not the fucking outlet. And he says some shit about, like,
Hot enough to scar metal, but leave no mold trace.
I'm thinking about weed, and I'm like, well, weed pipes, smoking weed scars the metal, but it doesn't really, leave much of a trace, but it does. But anyway, they go down to the basement, and they find, I guess, like the AC furnace unit or whatever.
That's the furnace.
And he tells old planky girl, to start digging. And, he starts walking off, and she's just like, where the fuck are you going? He's like, I'm going to get dessert. And, like, I just busted up laughing, because, like, again, I was sitting there thinking about weed this whole time. And then he's going to get dessert. Like, what the fuck? Like, why is he even doing that? Like, cuts to him walking back with a fucking donut, or I don't know what the fuck he's eating there. The same detective you'll see throughout this fucking movie. He's an idiot.
Got 4
He says,
unsolved kids on my desk or what?
and Fire Cop corrects him. He's all like,
Count, that's 5.
I see fucking 5. There's 5. Even though, when you look, there's only 4 bodies there. And honestly, the rest of the time that you see that, there's 4 bodies, I'm pretty sure. But, anyway, he goes back down, and him and Plank are sitting there looking at the air conditioner thing, and he's all like, oh, wires, gasoline and wires. And then she asks about Baldwin, and honestly, I have such a hard time remembering what Baldwin is which, because I'm almost 100% sure that they're all fucking clones of some, like, Ulta Baldwin that's, like, lives in the clouds, but that's a discussion for another time. As soon as she mentions this fucking Baldwin clone, it cuts to them going and having a meeting or whatever, and they're just kind of, getting up to speed on, process of the investigation and shit. And, they all kind of talking and whatnot, and they're all like, so, yeah, I guess fire killed, these kids. And as soon as, like, Detective Fuckface hears that, he's just like,
done here?
I'm out.
What do you think, Sean?
It's kind of funny, but, like, fucked up, because it's like, you're a cop, man, and these are dead kids. Not to mention, the owners of the home that got blown up, they're still fucking missing. As the scene's coming to an end, Baldwin looks at Plank,
Who are you?
Maggie Renning.
Renning.
She's detailed to
again,
Sean.
her role has to be, like, explained to even Alec Baldwin, because even he seems like he was just kind of dragged in off the street and was just like, hey, man, we got to make this movie. And just, like, right after that, he's just like,
Now the OFI is officially the island of broken toys. Freaks who did this with a ribbon on top before we say a word.
what the fuck is he talking about? It's so confusing, but whatever. And so it cuts to fucking Fire Cop being at home, and he's turning on the news.
In Northside's Lincoln Park, in the wake of tonight's devastating explosion that took the lives of 5 young trick-or-treaters as they simply went asking for some candy on Halloween.
No, motherfuckers. They were trying to break and enter, okay? And they got blown the fuck up. Fire Cop's sitting here, and he's fucking drinking a beer, watching the news, and he kind of dozes off. And he's having this, like, I don't know, dissociation memory kind of flashback of being the dog and the this is okay, this is fine meme, where a dog's on fire and whatnot. But, and then it cuts to him in his fire station workshop. I guess. I don't know what you'd call that. But, he's trying to basically recreate the fire from the air conditioner and stuff, and cue bitchin' montage, which then it ends with him meeting the best character in the movie, the fucking dog. Well, it's not actually the first time he met him. Like, the first time he kind of, like, barked at him or something. But now he's just kind of there, and he's just like, oh, you're a good boy. And, and then he's just, like, chilling, because he's such a good boy. So, like, smash cut 9,472, Super Cop and Plank are driving to somewhere, and she gets her next dose of character development, I guess. I don't know. It's like that Netflix show Murderville.
Rude and unattractive, so I need you to do like an ugly walk, okay? I need you to walk as ugly as possible. Like the ugliest dirt walk, like you'd never walked before.
Well, how will that...
It's way better than this movie. But, yeah, so they come in, and they got a couple of guys arrested that they
had gas and pry bars in the car.
Wow. But,
They didn't do it.
fucking Fire Cop goes on this, like, completely unhinged rant.
Oh, what makes you so sure?
Because these goofballs had gasoline in the car. Gasoline's amateur hour. Burns twice as hard, bashes around like a bullet in a china shop, and puts itself out in half the time. Now, BZ is what the pros use, okay? It burns cool, takes longer to bite, but when it does, it holds on like a Gila monster.
Because fire, and basically he talked to the fire, and the fire told him that it wasn't them. Like, he's fucking crazy, man. It's like, if you haven't realized almost 30 minutes into this guy specifically, Fire is another character in this movie. And it's really funny because it's basically like experiencing the hallucinations of a schizophrenic person, Fireman, while he has a gun to trick the fire. So, Fire Cop approaches Detective Dipshit.
Okay, well, I need you to put more manpower into finding them.
What the fuck is the police doing about missing people?
Why would I go
But
anywhere near it?
apparently
They burned
because their house was on
The
fire
kids didn't
and
die.
missing, it's their problem. Like, I don't understand if this is even like an actual kind of office, like agency for fire departments, but I don't think there should be jurisdictional dick measuring when it comes to missing people. But
Anywhere near it. They burned, they're yours.
You want to see how many of those little souls I can dump in your lap?
he's like, oh, don't tell many souls on your desk. Ah. So Fire Cop is sitting at a fucking, I guess like a Chinese restaurant, kind of, it's just him, looks like the owner's trying to close up and whatnot, and there's this girl sitting on the counter, and she's all like, oh, you make him uncomfortable, and he's all like, fuck you mean, like, we're pretty cool, and, he explains why they're cool, and it's a really weird fucking scene, but it fucks me up that she has more character development in this 5 minutes than, like, Plank gets the entire fucking movie, and she's supposed to be his partner, and, like, I thought another main character, but what the fuck do I know? But yeah, basically, she's a geologist who works for oil companies to find oil, and she's been disowned by her dad because he basically equates that to being a whore, which, that's, Pops is pro-environment, gold Chinese guy. But I love, this movie is fucking amazing. Like, it basically cuts to them going to the next fucking fire outbreak, and, like, as soon as Fire Cop shows up, he just, like, hops up on top of a fucking fire truck and just automatically is able to smell the bad guy, or fucking, the fire tells him, man, he's like, the fire's sitting on his shoulder, he's like, bro, it's that motherfucker over there. But, yeah, he like, blasts bro with a fire hose, and then they end up chasing him up this fucking building, and somehow Plank shows up, knocks the shit out of him, but, like, bro gets up, and Fire Cop starts chasing him, and bro literally goes to, like, jump out the fucking window, and Fire Cop grabs his ass and, like, does some weird acrobatic shit with his ankles, and is, like, holding on to the shit until Plank comes over and pulls him up. She sits here and, like, literally just a few minutes later is talking about...
Well, I wasn't the one pushing him through a window, so yeah, I guess so.
But, like, if he didn't save old boy from yeeting himself out the window, you wouldn't have any fucking that nice little exposition that you got with...
Someone offer you a fee for the Lincoln Park fires?
So, no, he saved that guy. And then it just like immediately cuts to them going to at the hospital because they're going to like find the guy and question him some more or something, but he's not been treated yet or something. And just somehow conveniently Donald Sutherland is here.
He won't talk to you.
He's not really the main bad guy because he's basically like in a mental hospital, I guess. Like he's in a regular hospital right now because he has diabetes and
I hoarded a
snorted a
lot
bunch
of
of sugar or something. I don't fucking
Eat it.
know. Somehow he was able to do that to where he would end up in the hospital at the exact same time that fucking fire cop would be there, just to be able to, for him to be turned away from trying to talk to the guy that he showed up to see, to be able to heckle, like, it's, how? Was this the fire? Did the fire do this? Like, I mean, the fire is a character in this movie. He's the one doing everything, I guess. Yeah, they have some weird fucking exposition dump, which, like, it would have been way cooler to see some of this shit that they talk about.
I hoarded a lot of sugar. Ate it all at once. I'm diabetic.
But I guess budget or something, like the fire was being shy. Because, like, the first Backdraft movie, dude, it's like, fire is the star of that goddamn movie. And this one, it's just kind of like, oh, don't, I just a shy little guy. It's, ooh. After a minute or so, like, fire cop's getting tired of bro shit, and he's like, starts walking off, and Ron fucking Sutherland here mentions
Lincoln Park?
is where the kids happen, and, you know, Sean starts talking with him about it. I don't know, trying to get more information, but it's all fuckery bullshit. You know, can't give everything up right now. You gotta have another fucking expo dump later in the movie.
It'd be good for you. Wait. I said I had a question.
But, you know, it basically just cuts to fucking old fire cop having another, you know, burning dog moment. And, like, they're basically kind of like Harry Potter moments, man. Like, he's like sitting there, you know how Harry Potter's like sitting there talking to the snakes and shit. It's like him with the fire. But yeah, him and fucking best good doggo boy in the world goes to the fucking house where it's blowing up, and this is where he starts having his like Harry Potter moment, and he's like sitting here literally like there's like whispers and stuff, and it's like,
And you let through the docks. You're hungry.
bro, schizophrenic as fuck, man. But yeah, even the good dog, like he's even better than this guy. Like he finds fucking plumber putty or some shit all crammed around everything, and that's why the Backdraft happened in the movie, the title.
A backdraft.
Hey, if you can't just listen to the building before you're even in it, you may as well do us both a favor.
And for whatever reason, Plank fucking just shows up here at the same time. He's like, the fuck you doing here? And she's
I
like,
got nowhere else to go, okay?
don't you got a house? Like, you just live in the fucking street? Like, what are you talking about? So, Fire Cop proceeds to give fucking Plank lore dump number 3, which she was this great firefighter who saved a bunch of kids or some shit, but then turned around and started stealing shit. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, why couldn't she have just gotten, like, a crippling addiction to painkillers or something? Why did she have to be fucking stealing shit? Like, 'cause she's black? Like, what the fuck, man? You already don't give her a character as it is unless it's being told to her. And fuck this movie, dude. This movie sucks. But, yeah, so they fucking, he ends up, she kind of, like, turns the tide on him about, you know,
What
pressure
about
or some
the,
shit. And
pressure of rumors?
he just changes the subject.
Plumber's putty. They sealed off the air exchange points with it.
He figures it out because of the dog.
The stray. Stray with skills, apparently.
Which, honestly, right here is
Stray have a name?
Well, if you had a name, it'd be mine.
like they were trying to have her be the fucking like love interest for him because she asks him,
Does Dre have a name?
Well, if you had a name, it'd be mine.
and then she never, it never happens with her again, but his girlfriend starts doing it. So it's clear that, like, them two were supposed to hook up, and maybe he just don't like black people, or maybe somebody in the studio is just like, whoa, that's too racy in 2019. But I don't fucking know, man.
Like I emailed you.
He's just kind of like giving them like this like
finances,
general
maybe to do with
rundown of
their
like
tech
who the
company,
people
Hunter
are,
Systems.
but like I don't know, like did the movie studio or whatever just not have the budget or something to hire a couple more people to play these dipshits?
Hunters have been shifting money around trying to keep the company going until they can sort it out.
Because like I feel like there's a few parts of the movie that would have been a lot better if it would have at least shown where they were or like who the fuck they were. They like aside from like just the hunters pretty much, but like and the cops are just like doing fuck all to do anything. Like fucking 10 out of 10 storytelling, 10 out of 10 police work. Everything's coming up aces, baby. They show up at the hunters
Their tech
company. I'm almost 100% sure that's what they called it. But they're just doing stuff. They're just like, oh, we do a little bit of that, a little bit of this. We're making missiles for the government.
It's part of the AM 120 we do. And there was the fire, of course.
Apparently they had a pretty substantial fire.
Fire?
Somehow fire cop didn't hear about from the fire. I don't know why the fire's like playing games. Like again, the fire's a character in this movie, man. He's over here like
Who investigated the fire?
We're in a small suburb here with a volunteer fire department. They don't have an arson office. Since we're on a Fed contract, they sent someone over from ATF.
You'll see. It's all basically a fucking scam anyway. Cause so they go to where the fire happens and shit, and as soon as they open the door,
Can I use the word?
Backdraft? Guess we just did.
it's fucking stupid. But I'm not a rocket surgeon or anything. But like, what the fuck? Like, there's like no damage. Like this missile just like burnt down. I think like the other day or some shit. I don't fucking know. But there's no real visible evidence that a missile in this contained room ignited and just like, I'm pretty sure that stuff gets pretty fucking hot, but it's like nothing was touched. So like as fire cop and Plank are walking out of the building, somebody's peeping on them through the blinds in the building. It never really shows who it is, and I really don't think it ever pays off. I'm trying to like figure out who the fuck that was. Like it just never. You're never like, oh, it was me peeping on you. Like it's just the fucking fire just sitting there, like a little candle on somebody's desk, just like flickering at the at the window, just like, oh, I'm gonna get you later, motherfucker, in Act 3. End up pulling up to yet another fire scene where they found the hunters conveniently, and they've been burned conveniently, and it's just they're all in their car and stuff, and it's been torched to all hell, and you got fucking old diddly dop dipshit cop here. Like he just comes up and like he's just like telling them what's going on, and like some fucking Ned Flanders type. He's just like, oh hey guys, some cops were rolling around, and they found these guys, and I don't know if they were like dumped here or like they just kind of like caught on fire. You know, we've been saying about this whole movie. You know,
Burns, it's yours.
Burns, it's yours. Bye. And like Sean, he's walking up and he doesn't really see the ATF guy walking up, which you can see his fat head. And ATF is like basically the bad guy in this movie if you haven't figured it out by this point. Like I didn't really mention him earlier because it's really fucking their conflict is really stupid and unnecessary. And as he like stands up, they like kind of meet each other's eyes, and they just got this like kind of big dick thing going on, and he's just like, my dad said I can play here too kind of thing, you know. And yeah, it's really fucking dumb. So anyway, suit fire cop gets pointed over to the like FBI agent guy that's in charge, and he's just like, you want to go get something to eat? And it just cuts to them fucking in a fucking place, hot dog stand. Like I just love it. Like they're in the middle of Chicago, it looks like, and there's at this like rickety ass fucking hot dog cart. Like it's probably just like the vendors on set because they couldn't get permission to like shoot in any of the fucking local restaurants or some shit. And like I get they're also kind of like on the move and whatnot. And, yeah, but it's like that's the best you could have done. Like there ain't like a fucking I don't fucking know. Nate's or some kind of hot dog fancy cart like that. I don't fucking know. I don't live in Chicago. Fuck Chicago. It sucks. And like another thing that really fucks like tickles my nipples is like they're in Chicago, okay? And I'm guessing it was Halloween, so that's the end of October, right? Because you remember the kids. There's they're Halloween, they're trick or treating, there's fucking jack o' lanterns and shit. But like, why in the fuck are they walking around in Chicago like? They don't even have anything resembling a jacket. Like, I mean, you got fucking FBI guy. He's like in a suit jacket and stuff, but it's like I don't know. Maybe it's just they Chicagoans and they really warm blooded. I don't fucking know. Especially him. He's probably part fire or something. Like I don't fucking know. But like it just really fucks me up, man. Like I'm in Lower Illinois and like I remember trick or treating as a kid and there was literally fucking snow. So like I don't know. But anyway, it cuts back to the fucking. They're back at the apartment again for whatever reason. And Fire Cop walks in and makes the fucking just Batman level deduction that
Somebody's been here. Coin flipper was our FBI buddies looking for the
yeah,
hard
like
drive.
yeah, 50-50, you fucking did it too, Super Cop. Like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, he's sitting there and he's rummaging around or fucking whatever. And Plank spots a mom and her kid at this little vigil that's been set outside the house, you know, where the kids fucking. And she goes out there and actually does some fire cop detective work or something. And
Eric did. Me and him, we used to get cookies from her sometimes.
Were you ever at the house?
We buried our dinosaurs there. But Mrs. Hunter got really, really mad at us. So she said that if we wanted to dig, we had to go play in the park.
And she talks to the kid, you know, and she's like, oh, you know, you were friends. And the dickhead that opened the door is fucking Eric. And they knew the Hunters or whatever was the lady fucking yelling at them for burying dinosaurs in her yard. And she just told them, go play at the fucking park with that kind of shit. Don't be tearing up my yard. Like, that's a totally reasonable thing. You know, she somehow made the deduction that, oh, maybe because she's hiding something in the yard. And fucking, they end up digging up a fucking hard drive, you know, and it's like my browser history or something.
Looks water damaged.
Get Doyle's IT guy on the phone and see what he can pull off this. Tell him to keep a lid on it for now.
You know, but it's all been damaged and it's going to take some time for them to recover it and they don't even know if they can. It goes to fucking, cuts to, you know, one of the best scenes of the movies really are with fucking dude and dog, because the dog's the best and dude's okay, I guess. And this movie sucks overall, but the dog makes it, you know, he's the best of the movie, 100%, good boy. But yeah, he's sitting there and he's like on the couch and he's like sleeping or falling asleep or whatever. And there's a fucking news show or something talking about dogs being man's best friend, you know, kind of dumb shit. And he's just like, okay. And he like walks out and he like lets the dog in and he's
What do you reckon? Don't look at me like that. It's how special.
next day, I'm guessing, because it doesn't say like 1 week later, 40 hours later, nothing. It's like, this drive was fucked, bro. Like, how did they get shit off it so quickly? And yeah, a lot of it's all fucked up, and they gotta like go through it and whatnot, and it's fucking pointless and stupid, because it's like, first they're like latitude and longitude numbers, and then later on they're phone numbers, and it's like, they're just numbers that happen to be whatever you need them to be whenever the fire needs it to be that, because fire. But
Second, this isn't feet and inches. Guys,
This is minutes and seconds. This is coordinates, line long.
From where?
It's the main shipping office for Slick X couriers.
It leads them to like some kind of apartment complex, and Super Cop goes in. Like, the manager lets them in, but then asks for the warrant. That's not how you do that, buddy.
Think I need to see that warrant.
I'll get it.
And so, like, Plank just walks off. Like, dude, this is like the mysterious portal level for Plank. Or fucking Fire Cop is just kind of left to his own devices inside the apartment office building thing. And he immediately notices a fucking outlet that's all wonky. The arsonist who did it is there still, and they start kind of fighting for a second, and then Plank shows up out of nowhere, because Plank. And then, like, yeah, they fucking, I don't know, they're like wrestling around and stuff. Like,
who are you working for? Who paid you?
Everybody. Nobody. We don't give a shit and we don't ask who. You really don't know shit.
Dude's like in the closet, and he's sitting there, and he's like watching him basically about to burn to death, and he's like telling Plank,
Strange. This is about one thing and one thing only, and that's timing, you understand? The spark in him knows to stay put, but the man inside is screaming run. Let him move first.
You're out of your mind.
Look at me.
fucking goofy. But he has another one of his Harry Potter moments where he's like sitting there like kind of just staring into the fires, and he's like dissociating into fucking La La Land while they're trying to get out of there. And like, I don't know, he comes out and he fucking shoots a window and like jumps out the window, and like Plank's just like on the floor. I don't know, but like Fire Cop's climbing down the pipe chimney thing. I don't know what it is. He ends up finding like a little girl who ends up being the daughter of the manager of the building. Where's the manager? Who fucking cares? He wanted a warrant and let the guy in before it. So I think he's a narc. But yeah, so anyway, he's like climbing down and he gets the girl down to safety, and just as soon as she gets to safety, boom, it blows up. Motherfucker gets locked. Oh, he's out of here. Fucking game over. But you know, they're looking around for him, and Baldwin Clone 75 finds him trapped in a dumpster and literally refuses to help him out.
Can you make it out okay?
She's fine. She's up with the rigs.
I'm gonna need some help getting out of here.
I'd say so.
Like now?
You know, actually, I was thinking we'd have a little chat.
Until they talk. And it's like, bro's like 50 feet up in the air and just got fucking catapulted into the trash can. And y'all like, we need to talk about family drama. Like, what the fuck, man? But like, yeah, he's probably all fucked up and whatnot, but you know, probably not. Fucking, I don't know. Immediately after, he goes to the fucking bar and, you know, just starts drinking, which I get it. I mean, like, Plank finds him, and, you know, she comes up and talks about, like,
what?
You just walked through fire, saved a kid, swan dive with 3 stories, and walked away. That's the best this job ever gets. Trust me, I know.
How he did all this cool shit, and now he should be pumped about it. And we start to get a bit of character development for her, but it really only talks about her being all, you know, oh, I did this and I did that and I was so great, became the face of the fire station, you know, like whatever.
Nothing could touch me.
Till it did.
That was later.
And then old boy just like, until it wasn't, you know, until you suck. And like, then he like kind of takes over and he just goes on this tirade about fucking, you know, whether what he does makes him the worst firefighter or maybe it makes him the best, but whatever, he doesn't give a shit because he's edgy. So, anyway, he goes to the little fucking hidey hole where Ronald Sutherland is, and he gets a list of everybody who's come to visit him, which, surprise, surprise, they're fucking arsonists, because this guy is basically like the Jesus of fucking arsonists. And you know, he goes into work or whatever, and he ends up getting basically kind of fired, sort of. You know, he gets removed from the case.
The lead on the case anymore, Sean.
Reasons.
But you can't do that, not without...
Yeah, so he's like, you know, he kind of fucks off, and he's getting all pissy and stuff, and he calls up Ginny, not Plank, and, you know, comes over, and they're talking and stuff, and, like, she sees all of his shit on the wall, and she's staring at it, and she's like, these are phone numbers. And, you know, cuts to the next day, and he wakes up, and surprise, surprise, like, his room's full of gas, and there's a fucking ignition switch under his bed somehow. And, like, this is, like, the one part where the dog kind of fails, because, like, why didn't you wake him up whenever the gas started gassing? Or, dog, you're fired. No, you're still a good boy. You, like, honestly, you're probably just tired of this motherfucker and want him to die. I get it. But, yeah, so, like, anyway, he sends fucking girl off to go call for help and stuff, and somehow immediately Baldwin's literally already there. Like, I don't fucking know how he's, like, literally pulling up as she's running out of the building. And he goes up.
Six is on the way.
Hector?
Second shift, Macy.
Okay.
Oh, shit. They got you all rigged up down here.
It's probably booby trap. So Baldwin decides, you know, just go, like, right underneath and just start fucking hacking away at the gas pipes to redirect the gas down in the room that's directly above Fire Cop on the bed. So, okay. But, like, you can clearly tell that the part where he's whacking is totally different. So somebody's fucked with it. So, like, you're telling me that whoever rigged this up found out where he lived, got it, did everything, like, you know, rigged up the fucking the bed, the gas, the fucking he just switched under the ceiling, replaced the ceiling. That's like totally different ceiling. Yeah, you look on his bed up to the fucking ceiling. Like, there's like not a lot of space right there. What the fuck, man? But, you know, it just cuts to the obligatory, you know, bagpipes, Amazing Grace, first responders funeral scene. And, you know, that's all it is, and it cuts to him kind of afterwards looking at his uncle's badge, because, yeah, they were his family. And they have kind of like their little, like, Lord of the Rings moment where, like,
you have my sword. And you have my bow.
And my axe.
Everybody's all here, and like, oh, we're here for you, buddy. We're gonna help you no matter what. We'll get through this. And he's just like, yeah. So finally, Super Cop goes to see Ronald McSutherland. And, you know, it's like a mental health facility or whatever, but, dude, like, he is fucking senile. Like, he had so many better opportunities for lines, and it's just like...
Cat fall on your head?
Fire Cop walks in, you know, because he's a little fucked up looking and whatnot. But then he's just like...
Did you bring the sugar?
Like, no, I didn't bring any fucking sugar, you dipshit. Because, like, one... You never said anything about sugar, so that callback doesn't make any fucking sense. And, like, yeah, I get, like, he mentioned it, you know, having diabetes, but why would his first instinct be like, oh, I'm gonna bring him sugar? Like, if you would have screamed it when he was walking off...
I'm being good for you. Wait. Did you bring the sugar?
That would have been different, but no, he's just, like, babbling about a fucking question, which... the question is really more of him telling... Guy what he did. Like, I don't know, maybe he just was like Harry Potter talking to the fire the entire time and just dissociated out of reality while shit was happening. But, like, everything that is being described sounds way fucking cooler than what you're doing right now, Donald McRonald Sutherland, whatever the fuck your name is in this movie.
I hoarded a lot of sugar, ate it all at once. I'm diabetic.
I don't fucking care. Like, this movie sucks shit, dude. Like, they keep referencing all the fucking fire event, like, from some church where Fire Cop killed somebody, basically, because...
Two guys walk in, one walks out.
They were firefighting, like fighting each other with fire. Because I don't know, Ronald McSutherland goes on and talks about like the fires eating each other's tails or fucking whatever. It's wild, man. But this is way better. Like, but and again, the scene just keeps going on and on and on and on and on and on and on until finally they both like he like
I would
leads
suggest
Fire
that you go
Cop to
looking
the
for a
conclusion
location
of
with lots and lots of propane.
it's fucking goofy. Sean is fucking talking with Detective Dipshit again, and he somehow gives him something that
Sniffs missile propellant.
That's what the man said.
yes. And you know they're fucking whatever, and he says something about like
Keep those dead kids off my desk, huh?
and, you know, he stakes out the missile, whatnot. He finds it, does some Looney Tunes shit, which is pretty funny because you don't even see the missile. He just opens up the thing. He's just like, "Oh, that's what everybody's looking for." Ha ha ha. And then cut to the next day. He's waiting for shit to go down. You see that Plank's following him. She sees him standing there with binoculars. He's watching somebody else with binoculars. Bad guys are driving off.
What the hell's going on?
They go to blow up the fucking propane, but surprise, fucking Fire Cop disarmed it. He found it and saved the day. And they, you know, like as they're like sitting there trying to blow it up, they're like, "What's going on? What the fuck?" He comes around.
Surprise, motherfucker!
And you know, they get out of the truck and stuff, and like Plank just comes up and kind of distracts everything, and bad guys start shooting. And fucking Fire Cop shoots dude in the red shoots Fire Cop, but then dude in the red like heals because he literally like looks at himself. There's no wound, no blood, no nothing. He's good to go. All while fucking Fire Cop's like, my fire's leaking out, and makes him get up and like starts pushing him back to the cargo container and shit.
All this worth 5 dead kids? Huh?
Shut up! My buyers see their kids die all the time. So what's a few American rusted?
Fucking Plank got shot and she just like got knocked out. I don't know. Can you get knocked out by getting shot in the shoulder? Like maybe like the panic, or I don't fucking know. But yeah, like 100% though. Like she was supposed to be like the love interest. They like because he finally like screams her name.
Oh my God, Maggie, get up, come on, you can make it.
You remembered it.
What?
My first name.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, like at some point, like I'm guessing the last minute, like somebody's just like, "Ooh, that's too edgy. We can't have the black girl being the partner," you know. And I get like the professionalism kind of stuff, but it's a fucking movie at the same time. But like Ginny, literally, like they basically like do another ending with him and Jenny so that they, you know, he can like kiss her and ride off into the sunset and go like live in her dad's apartment or something. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? They don't like talk anymore, but like she lives in his restaurant or something, and like the dog's name is mine. He's a good boy.